Hello, nieces and nephews. I was just getting the volume adjusted. It was a little bit too loud on the music. This is week 33, Cook Week. Welcome to Uncle Bill Dube Variety Show. This is, like I said, Cook Week, and I got five crazy things. Thank you, Andrew and Bridget, for both being here right on time. Who else do we have in here? Anybody else? Not yet, but they're soon to come. Andrew, by the way, do you use a laptop? Because if you do, I have a wrist rest that I can make for you. Because just tell me if you're interested and send me your, not your email, but your actual address to my email, or I can just send you my email again. But anyways, this is my secret wrist rest, and these haven't even been used. I just bought new sneakers like I showed last week. That isn't even share number one. I got all sorts of shares this week. This week was make a new oven out of my old oven. In other words, I replaced my old oven, my old cabinet oven. I did it almost all by myself. The one last lift, while I can lift the 50 pounds of weight, I can't do the bulk of an oven and precisely put it into the space that I had provided for the new oven, new used oven. I actually did the whole deal, oven, parts, labor, because I did all labor. Plus I had my neighbor help me for the 2 minutes, yes, 2 minutes that it took for putting the oven in place, because I had done check and recheck and saw this, saw that, and put down rails so that the oven doesn't go side to side, all sorts of fun things. I better get into the sharing, huh? Did I miss any questions? I don't think so. Well, anyways, Andrew, send me your mail address and I will send you on a homemade wrist rest. Works like a champ. And the nice thing about that is, let me know if you have that center thing on your laptop, because otherwise we'll just make it longer so that it covers the whole back end. Easy off oven cleaner. I've been using almost the half a can, well, pretty close to 3/4 of the can, because there was little couple of food stains in this new oven of mine, new used, and I'm so excited. It's a gas oven. Now, one of the problems, let's see, where did I put it? There it is. Share number 2. Does anybody know what this is? Let's see. Oh, by the way, I forgot that I was running your playlist, but there wasn't many videos. I'll tell you why. I wanted to help you build hours by running your new playlist a few times a week. Oh, Andrew, I love you, man. I will make sure to make my new list longer. It might have been on my new cook channel, because I'm not doing the videos as often on the new channels. It's once every 5 weeks. However, if you want me to, I will do a lot more videos on the cook channel this week. This is a gas fitting, and this was one of the vintage. This didn't quite get the right fitting, obviously, because it ain't in the gas line at the moment. What I had to do to get and that's number 2, because I shared the easy off and now the gas fitting. There's a new gas fitting in place. I wanted to go to a new gas line. I ended up reusing the old gas line because we couldn't get the fittings to go to the old vintage valve that a plumber in town, rather than telling me, oh, geez, you just unscrew the bottom and you can move that valve free, is get free. I mean, the valve looks brand new, even though it's as old as Uncle Bill, just about. That is number 2, is the valve thing. And everybody should check out. Well, first off, thanks to Bridget for being my moderator and for being here. She's great. She's my daughter, and love her dearly. Now, also, thanks to Andrew. Andrew has helped me out a lot on this channel, and he has Andrew's Simple Cooking and just phenomenal videos and phenomenal presentation. He won't take up a lot of your time like Uncle Bill will do sometimes. Sometimes I think probably Bridget will probably say all the time. Anyways, I have a new video coming out soon on thumbnail hacks, which is about thumbnails, of course. And the first 3 minutes actually give the bulk of the video. And then the remaining 20 more minutes is all uncut, me doing the thumbnail. I think for this week, the thumbnail that brought you in is going to be the thumbnail I'm doing on that video. This, oh my, if you ever see these at the Dollar Tree and you need something for cleaning up around the house, I think you get like 6 or 8 of them in a pack for $1.25, because it's no longer the Dollar Tree. It should be called the $1.25 tree. I used about 3 of them for the deep cleaning on the oven, and they helped greatly. I've learned how to take both vintage and relatively new ovens apart. My new oven is about, I'd say 12 or 15 years old, but with a gas oven, they don't age very much. They're great. I love gas. And the thing I love about this new oven is it has no pilot light. So it just starts up and boom. Yeah. I was a little worried though, because the little oven light, I didn't realize how much heat one of those puts out. And I had it on for like maybe about 15, 20 minutes. And then I turned it off, and then I reached in and I felt above the oven light, and I go, oh, I just pray I don't have a hot spot on this oven. Sure enough, after about 15, 20 minutes, I went back in, checked it. It was cool as could be. It was all from the light, because I didn't even have the gas on when I did that. That is number 3, if I'm counting correctly. And another one from Dollar Tree, and has to do with ovens, has to do with cooking, because you got cooking, you got cleaning. They go hand in hand. They both start with C. We like to cook, but we don't like to clean. These help a lot with cleaning. You can get them in a pack. I get mine from Skillcraft. I tried the green ones and the black ones. The black ones are non-scuffing. They're also non-scrubbing. Even though they cost more, they don't scratch, but I'd prefer to go with the ones that scratch, because I would have been there still to my next birthday, trying to get all the stuff off. These are great. The trick to these is you have one here, right? Well, you take it, you cut it in half, cut it in half, cut it in half, and do that a couple of times until you got 8 of them equal size. Then you can use them more spot cleaning and really get the pressure down on cleaning. Otherwise, they aren't as effective. So that's number 3 or 4. I can't remember. We got more. We got lots today. I miss, yep, a gas valve. That's exactly what that was, Bridget. Let's see. I have a couple more cooking. I didn't realize I bought this and showed this to you already, and I bought it a second time. So I'm going to be giving this to somebody. And I have Cookout Made Simple. I think this is up to number 5 now, if I remember correctly. I will probably be pulling a recipe out of one of these. Either the Cookout Made Simple, 5, Keto Simple, 6, only a couple of recipes, but only $1.25. Chicken Made Simple. Now, chicken's pretty simple as is. I think it's more like people make chicken more complex than it is. Chicken Made Simple. And here's one, Pies Made Simple. I took a sneak peek at some of these. They are simple. A lot of them, you just buy a bunch of cookies, smash them up, and then put a pie filling in. I like that idea. And anybody got any questions yet? Andrew. Hey, Andrew, seriously though, man, I'd love to send you that thing if you're using a laptop and you need a good wrist rest, I'll make you one. All right. 3 last things out of Uncle Bill's crazy ventures on my Shopnastics, which I do weekly, a couple of times a week. As a matter of fact, after I'm done with this broadcast, I'm going to hoof it over to the grocery store and pick up some more peppers, because you can never have enough peppers. And by the way, Andrew, if you want to see something, check out Matt Holbrook's last video. He has, I think, 3 gardens, and he has potatoes like this big around. And I'm not kidding about how big they are. Huge. Just, I would love to visit Matt just to bring a shopping cart and see about getting some food from him, because it's amazing. Perfect. Because Andrew, you have done so much for me. I will, I'll do that, and probably send you some other stuff too. Here is, with the price tag still included, so you $5.99 for $5.99. We got another camera bag. I am always looking for the perfect camera bag. Now, the reason why I bought this is because I think it might fit some of my mini tripods perfectly, and a couple of cameras. Usually when I go camping, I have 3 cameras with me, a couple of tripods, and you have to have a lavalier, because with the lavalier, you'll find that if you don't have a lavalier, when you turn away from the camera, you lose sound. Yes. Last 2 things. Can you guess what they are? Bridget, can you guess? Andrew, can you guess? These are the last 2 shares for today. I thought I hit gold. I was like going, it was a 50-50 chance. They're worth more than I bought them for. But I thought maybe these are first editions. Well, these are actually book club books from the 1950s. One is Goldfinger. Now, this is worth about $15. I think I paid like $2 over at Goodwill. Had it been the original first edition book, this is actually by Macmillan. And what made me think it might be a first edition was my ignorance, and I didn't have anything to go by, but there's only 1 copyright down there. And with only the 1959 copyright, I was thinking, well, maybe this is first press. Maybe Macmillan had it. Maybe they didn't. And Uncle Bill didn't really want to get on his phone and check in the store, because what's $2 anyways? And here's the other find. Dr. No. I can't remember which one was his first one. I think Dr. No was before it. I think that was the first one. And one thing about books that, all right, let's see, 1958. Yes, first one, Dr. No. One thing about books is you may love them, and in the olden days, they used to appreciate considerably, but I really don't think that they can appreciate that much. A couple of years back, I was this close to buying Alice's Adventures Underground, which is the original Alice in Wonderland. And it was first edition. It was going to be $6,000. And I said, what do I usually do when I get something that's valuable? My kids know, because they haven't seen half of the stuff that I have that's valuable, because what I do is I take it, I put it, and I never use it or look at it again. Whereas for $5, I was able to get a reprint of Alice in Wonderland, Alice's Adventures Underground, just like the original. And how I know it was just like the original is in Penn State University, when I went there, I was able to view in their rare books reading room. I'd love to give you a big lie and tell you that they frisked you going in and they checked you. And it was pretty much you're on your honor. And unfortunately, some people on their honor are not very honorable. But I was very honorable and very respectful of the book. And wow, what a read. The original one is very incredible. There is they did a digitized version of the exact same book, and it's available on archive.org if anybody's interested. Let's see, am I missing anybody? Nope. Your laptop. So you do have the pad in the center. Okay, perfect. Then I'll make it just like the one I have at home and mail that off to you. Unless you just want me to mail the pads complete, and then you can make it if you want to do it that way. Because it literally is, you just get one of these scissors like this and you snip. But I have a 13-inch laptop and I can measure it the same as mine if you want. Or if you want, I can make it a little bit longer, and that way you could adjust if necessary. Cookbooks are great. And let's see. Talk a little bit about my stove installation because I'm really psyched up about it. I took out an old O'Keefe and Merritt stove insulation. I keep on saying stove when it's an oven. Anyways, it had a pilot light, which has been going for years. The valve had never been turned off ever since I bought the house. I thought it was stuck in the open position. I didn't know that it was a little turn key on the other thing. I went through the trouble of contacting a plumber saying, hey, I want to replace this valve. $400 they wanted to quote me for that. So I went from $400 just to get a valve replaced to $30 doing it myself, everything in there. So obviously I am very excited. Yes, Andrew, they are, and they have never been used. When I buy shoes, I'm going to show you, seeing as you guys, it's just us. Nobody else is watching. We don't have to worry about replays, right? Here's my shoe, brand new. As soon as I get the shoe, I reach in, I pull out the insole. Oh man, they put a lot of glue in this year. And I put in my super feet. Now this one I've had for quite a few years, but that gives me a lot more arch support and everything. Now, when this neoprene breaks down all the way, this one's very close to being totally broken down. As a matter of fact, this isn't even neoprene. It's a different material, but the newer ones have neoprene. When that breaks down, then you have to get a new super feet. But the heel support is still good as gold. And that is why these are brand new. They don't make shoes, unfortunately. At least Skechers don't do it. And the funny thing was, I actually wrote them. I told them the make, the model, everything. I would love it if you came out with a one that had better support. Once you know it, they did it on another model, but not the one I get. And they don't make them in the extra wide. Well, they do make them extra wide. They don't make them in the 5W anymore, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, spare insoles. They make perfect wrist rest if you have memory foam. But I'll send you mine, and I would love to make that. You do so much for me, Andrew. I'd love to do something for you. Spare insoles, brilliant. Yeah. let's see what else. Cooking this week. Probably a friend of mine, Sharon. She said, "Well, what are you going to do with your oven?" And what are you going to cook first? And I said, "Well, it's a toss up. It's either going to be cookies, cake, or chicken. The three C's, the three basic food groups." I love cookies. I was so proud of myself the other day. I went to grocery outlet to get a big loaf of bread. You can get a pound in 12 ounces, I think it is. It's like a pound and a half. I think pound and 8 ounces. It's either that or 12. Either way, it's more than a pound for $1.69 with big slices. It's great. I went over there. I picked up raisins and dried cranberries, 2 big bags of that, in addition to the bread. And I saw these cookies checking out, and I was like, oh, they look so good. They were sugar cookies, frosted sugar cookies, and there were 12 of them. And they were selling them for, guess what? Anybody going to guess? Come on, Bridget. Okay, 49 cents. And I was very proud. I didn't go back in there and buy them. And I could really use a cookie right now. One of the things that, thank goodness for my cancer, is that my taste buds. Hey, Bridget, how do you know they were 47 cents? Because they were 47 cents, not 49 cents. Did you go get some? If you did, good for you. Anyways, I made pancakes. You sent me that recipe last year, but I only found it on Friday. They were the best time. The yeasted pancakes is because it's actually a yeasted waffle recipe, but I could see making pancakes out of them, and they are delicious. What if you have a Belgian waffle maker? Try that same recipe in the Belgian waffle maker. Use about 3/4 of the amount of batter that you use on a regular waffle, because they fluff up like there's no tomorrow. And yeah, I'm glad you liked them. I'm glad you liked the recipe. Yeast recipes are amazing. I was dating a woman up north for a while there. She's still a friend of mine, and her brother is a master pastry chef. And he was the one who taught me about yeast, some ins and outs about yeast. I did not know that the amount of yeast that you put in a recipe really doesn't matter a whole lot, because you can adjust your, I can't remember the exact time. The time that the yeast is multiplying is more important than the amount of yeast that you use. Also, the temperatures, because you can raise the temperature up too high. Of course, you already know this, Andrew, because you're a master chef yourself, that you can actually kill the yeast. And I was years and years ago, I was making those waffles for everybody, and the yeast wasn't working and everything. And I was about ready to cry. And he said, "Don't worry, it'll all be fine tomorrow." And it was. It's the cool thing about that recipe is the adding of the baking soda and the egg on the following day. That's so much fun. It makes it probably made a ton of pancakes. You probably had pancakes for the next couple of days after that. Andrew, did you take any of those pancakes and freeze them? Because you can take your pancakes, put them in a plastic bag, preferably one of those double seal plastic bags, and suck the air out of them, and that works well. Just use a straw. I actually have a video on doing that. Video this Friday, it's going to be on the cooking channel. I'm really thinking of doing a quick short today on the cooking channel, today or tomorrow maybe, having about my new oven because I am excited. I mean, who gets excited over an oven? I do. It's a 25-inch oven. Now, just to give you an idea of the cost savings involved, is that oven today, if I was to buy the same oven, would be about between $2,500 and $3,000 just for the oven, not for the install or anything else, because it's very expensive, because it's very, you talk about niching down a YouTube channel. This oven is about as niched as you can get because it's a wall oven. Nobody likes those things anymore, because the ovens that make a lot more sense, and if I ever have another house and another kitchen, which I doubt, I'm probably going to die in this house. I love this house. I would get a all-in-one. I think bang for your dollar, all-in-ones makes so much more sense than having a separate oven and a separate cooktop. First off, the cooktop alone costs as much as a all-in-one, and the oven in the wall costs as much as an all-in-one. You could have two all-in-ones. In other words, 5 burners, a nice oven, nice big oven actually, for the same price as what you get for a nice sized cooktop. 5 more minutes. Yes, 4 more minutes, because we love keeping track. Thanks, Bridget, for telling me how much time I got left. And I also have an alarm, which is going to go off a minute before we have to close out. I have been looking all over for that nonstick pan that you use. No worries. I have plenty of pots and pans, so don't send me a pan. And it would probably cost, for sending something that heavy through the mail, 3 or 4 times what it cost to purchase one in the States or in, yes, it's way too hot. That's right. Bridget, we're going to go over to your house and make cupcakes and candies so that it gets even hotter in your house. No. Oh, what a great day. It was a lot of fun putting the oven in. The crazy thing is, old vintage stoves and valves, they all make a ton of sense and really well thought out. For example, the set screw concept. I think it's such a genius idea to have the set screw to make sure that your gas valve stays open or closed. Genius. The other thing which really surprised me when I was pulling out my O'Keefe and Merritt, because I was like going, I've never been in the back there. So I'm thinking, I'm going to have to turn off the electric at some point in this. But I was like, I had pulled off all of the rim and unscrewed everything and unlatched, and it really was in there solid. My new oven is not in there solid. If you pull on it, it'll come out of the wall. I think most ovens are like that now. And we have 60 seconds. Yep, just about. And anyways, the new oven, you could pull out of the wall if you wanted to, but then you'd hear this loud hissing noise. And, nobody in their sane mind pulls an oven. But with the old oven, I pulled it and I was just curious. I thought I felt something come out, and I pushed the oven light and the oven light didn't go on. So it had a short cord, which is nice because you pull it out and the cord unplugs, you're done. You don't have to worry about that. All you have to worry about now is the gas. And of course you already undid that. Now on the new oven, the cord is like forever long. So one of the hardest things was installing it. I had to account for getting the cord out of the way of the oven going into the space, because I didn't want the oven to cook the cord. I mean, it's forever long. It was fun going in there. Anyways, Andrew, Bridget, everybody else who watches this on the replay, I love you all. Go to Bill Dube Cook channel. Check it out. We're going to have videos on there this week. And if you have any questions about Bill Dube Variety Channel, what directions it's going, ask them away. I love you all. Make every day this side of the dirt great. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. And don't forget your playlist. I won't forget my playlist. One quick one, Andrew. Are we talking about on my cook channel, right? I'll make sure to get on it because I'm learning about those playlists. I learned a lot from you, Andrew, because I didn't realize that. Well, actually, I'll just email you about it. This is the after broadcast commentary. And then hit 2 different spots to disengage. YouTube, if you get a chance, put them both in the same spot. We would love that.